What if your ex-boyfriend were the president and you could not stop having sex with him as much as you kept trying? Like that to me is like, that's the thesis of this show. I've never seen a description of the show that actually makes sense,
What
but that's
if?
what it is. What if your
That's exactly what it is.
Welcome everyone to the Pilots 101 podcast with me, Lisa Timmons, and my co-host,
Hi, I'm Chris
Quintos.
Quintos. Hello.
Hello. It's hello to you guys and hello to Chris because I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, we took a little what's the word? Hiatus. Just a little break, just for summer.
Yeah,
you know, took
a
little
summer
break.
hiatus. I was going to say a siesta, but I feel like
Siestas
I think that's
works.
just that's like a nap. So if I was doing it all summer, that's actually probably about right though.
Which like, oh man, that siesta. What a cool
concept, right?
Yes, and like they really do it. They really do it in certain parts of the world. They really do it. It's awesome.
Well, Spain, it's real. You know,
Spain,
that's
it's
where
real.
I
Yeah.
believe that the siesta originated. I know I have that DNA in me because, girl, I can nap like nobody's business.
So can I. Some people are like, yeah, I can't nap. I'm like, I don't understand that.
I don't either. My fiance, I have to
Ooh,
remember to call him that.
Girl,
My fiance,
you see,
Chris.
this is why we went on a hiatus. We had a lot going on, girl.
A lot of news.
Congratulations, by the by.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, guys. If you guys are on YouTube, you get to see what it looks like. If you're not, I'll
look
just
at that
tell
bling.
you it's, a world of feelings in a tiny jewel.
Yes.
Kidding.
Okay. Well, now that we're here,
now that we're really here,
let's get comfortable.
Let's get into it.
Okay. Do you have any input on the ring?
Because
I did. I was like, this is what I want.
Here's the thing. I did make it clear that I am not a diamond girl, unless they're
conflict free.
Conflict free, or if you've inherited it, it's in the family. It's already out there because like a beautiful fur coat. I wouldn't want to get a new one, but if you're inheriting one,
you're amazing.
Thank you. I try. This is part of the reason why. Listen, I was a vegetarian for a very long time. I may go back to it at some point.
I didn't know that.
We will see. 7 years.
I didn't know that.
I was a vegetarian in South Georgia.
Okay.
They're
What's
like,
that? Okay.
I know. We're like, it's basically like, oh, that's okay. We have chicken and fish and pork, and you're like, not red, like all of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so I can't remember what I was talking about being veg. Oh yeah, so for me, okay, if I do eat meat, if there are leftovers in the fridge, I'm going to eat all of them because you know what? Something died for me.
Right.
And if I'm going to eat it, at the very least I can do is honor it,
Yes.
And
it's
eat
already
all of it.
Yeah, but you're not going to you're not going to, go out there slaughter I just did a crossbow or no.
I think it was a crossbow or it was
the crossbow is the kind you press the button. Look at me. Help me.
Girl, we in the Hunger Games now.
Archery.
We're in the Hungry Games.
Whatever. Bow and arrow. That's the
yes.
Lord help me.
That's the I mean, look, I couldn't think of it either.
You're not going out there and just like with a bow and arrow like Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah, eventually, exactly. I mean, although, if you're doing that, I mean, quite frankly, I feel like you've earned your food.
Yes, actually, yeah.
But I figure I'm trying to just. It's a supplement. Is that what you're saying?
It's a sometimes thing. Yeah, I'll just be like, okay, yeah, just like a little, mostly vegetables. Anyway,
yeah.
How? No, I didn't have a transition.
I do. And for those of you who just like your meat bloody, que escándalo. Or as we say in English, scandal.
Scandal.
What a scandal. You guys, scandal. This is
good one.
I love me a Shonda Rhimes pilot.
And was this the beginning of Shondaland?
Well, Grey's Anatomy and Private Practice.
This is my God, what am I talking about?
I know why. Here's why. Because this was the first time that we had a Shonda Rhimes show with a black female lead. I
Oh,
believe,
right.
around whom that it's
Yes,
centered.
correct,
And I
correct.
mean, it's so fun. The thing I love too about us going backwards and
Yeah.
watching older podcasts is it's such a time capsule because this came out in
Yes.
2012.
2012.
Guys, we were at the height of like Obama's our president. Everything's
Oh,
gonna be
it
great.
was a
Racism is
party.
over.
We were hanging out. We were cool. We were not where we are now,
We were
which is
we were
part of the escape. It was
remember when
nice.
the I mean, it's so funny because I'm also now realizing only seeing one episode, knowing the heights to which they
Wait,
ascend.
you haven't,
I've seen most of the first season. I'm going to
okay.
go back and have
Okay,
to.
yes, yeah.
It's one of those things where I got really into it. I think I may have seen the end of season 1, and there's nothing more scandalous that happens in this White House that happens in real life. Like there's nothing like
Yeah.
it's so just adorable.
Oh, yeah.
Now the
Yeah, it's cute.
scandals.
It's so cute
so
now.
cute. It's so cute.
I mean, we've been through the ringer. We've been through the White House ringer.
It
I
really.
mean, this isn't a
Sure.
political talk show, but death to that man. Like I
Girl.
won't even say his name. I like can't.
Don't.
Oh, yeah. I'm just
I'll
glad
say
we're out of it.
Voldemort all day long, but I won't say the other one.
But yeah, so I think I did something. I feel like because I hit Scandal later, and it was like right at the height of like when it was just like play the next episode, and I just remember like 2 days getting through like 4 or 5 seasons or something. But
yes.
I never finished because I think it has 6 seasons, maybe
There's
7.
so many seasons.
Yeah, there's a lot of seasons.
That's what happened to me is I feel like I remember watching it and really loving I loved it reminds me so much of when my Barbies we would the scenarios we would come up with because it was like first of all this woman is
7 seasons.
fabulous. This woman
Kerry
is
Washington.
Washington. Well, Olivia Pope.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, wait.
I do love Kerry Washington, but this is our first glimpse at the white trench coat. Like this woman cutting that figure through the White House in the white trench coat.
Yeah.
I misremembered that the giant goblets of red wine would be in the pilot. They're not
in the pilot, but they in the popcorn. Right?
The popcorn and the red wine and the just like the jaded sitting on the couch, sipping the wine, eating the popcorn, watching television.
Yes.
So, and the iconic term gladiator in a suit.
They didn't stop that. Yeah, it was like she was driving that home. Just Shonda Rhimes,
her introduction of characters and the characterizations at the top of it's so fantastic.
It's like I just slid right back into her patter. Like she just has a rhythm that is so strong. It's like ba-doom, 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 boom. You know, like she hits it every time. End of every scene is like a killer line that like goes right back to like the thesis. Like she's just I don't know if we're worthy.
I don't know that we are. I appreciate I haven't finished her masterclass.
Oh yeah.
Which
masterclass, yes.
Guys,
wow.
Even if you don't want to write, I feel like masterclass is I love it to get inspired by people who are. I say that excellence is transferable, so you can pick up. Oh,
I like that.
My new place. It's a little more. I was like, I think that's a motorcycle that just.
Okay. Yeah.
But I will. One thing I wanted to say was going back to back from West Wing to Scandal, and what you said about the following into the pattern and the rhythm of the dialogue of her characters. It's two very different writers.
Right.
However, you can tell they both have such a similar style of that rapid fire dialogue back and forth. It's a da, 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 da. I repeat what you say for emphasis. Da, da, da. And it's like this fun game of tennis.
And she's just and I think when I first watched Grey's Anatomy, which I think I want to say I was even in college or something when it first came out.
You were just dripping in placenta because you had just been born.
Just like dewy as the day, you know what I mean? Just dripping youth and just taking it for frickin' granted. I just remember being like, oh, all these characters talk the same, but then it was like, but I don't care, like, because you know how it's like, you want your characters to sound like real people, right? Like they're each,
Yes.
but it's not about that. This is like a whole nother. She just has a bigger symphony she's writing, and you're one note in it. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter that they all kind of use the same pattern because like
I
it's
know
just like music.
Well, you know what? You bring up a really good point that I think for you, putting your acting hat on and me, trying to write direct. So when the most important thing to me about
Mhm.
characterization of a character
Yeah.
is point of view. Yes, it's really
Mhm.
nice if you have characters who have like, if someone's like, my character is going to have a stutter, you're like,
Right,
that's
right, sure.
lovely.
Yeah.
However, I need to know, what does your character think about X? How is
Right.
your character? What is the filter through which your character sees the world? Because even though you may have characters who use very similar style of dialogue, which, yes, we should always be striving to have different characterizations, in this situation, it's still very clear what every single character's point of view is.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
is the key.
1000%. Yeah, and
Because I
just
feel
like
like too many times actors think that just the actual dialogue difference is enough to create the character. But this just proves to you
but it's
it's
not.
really the point of
Yeah.
view.
Yeah. It's like poetry. She has a very like a certain cadence and like yeah, it's so great. And I actually was going to say I read her book which I recommend Year of Yes. Like that first.
Yes.
It was good. I would recommend that. I might like pick it back up. But
I'll join
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, what else are we doing? We're not taking our master class. We should just
Yes. Let's just do it.
So yeah, it was just gladiator in a suit. It opens with Quinn. So it's Quinn's story.
Quinn is our young first day at work gal, which is the best way to get somebody
Mhm.
introduced into the world of
To
these
the world of the
characters.
pilot. Right, to the world of the show. Yes.
When Quinn is introduced in this cold open, I really love this because you're taught as a TV writer that
Yeah.
the first person speaking
Yeah.
is your main character. That's the main character of the show. So yes, Quinn is the person around whom all this
Right. Right.
revolves. However, what I absolutely love is during this conversation with Quinn and
Harrison. Is
Harrison.
it?
Yes, I believe so. Where she thinks they're on a blind date, but it's actually a job offer.
And he just looks fantastic, I just have to say.
Well, I can understand why she was like, this is a blind date, but also I'm like, hey, dum-dum.
Hey,
If
girl.
that's a blind date, maybe just stay.
Sit your ass down and have it.
I couldn't tell where the freak she needed to go.
Yeah,
But
right.
what I love, the sexiest part of that whole thing, like, I want someone to be discussing, I want when my name, Lisa Timmons, is said, for
Mhm.
people to have the same reaction of when he said, wait till I tell you who it's for, Olivia Pope.
Oh,
And
yeah.
baby girl, just her eyes, it doesn't even matter that there was this handsome gentleman in a suit
Didn't matter.
sitting in front of
No.
potentially as a romantic interest. When she heard Olivia Pope, she was like, excuse me, so what now? To quote Scooby,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, she was just like, okay, I'm gonna sit down now. Yeah, and then it was just so yeah. She ends that cold open with the phrase "gladiator in a suit." Like that's
Gladiator in
and
a
we're all like,
suit.
here we are. This
It's
is the
Olivia
thesis.
Pope's world.
Yeah.
We're just living in it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
And then you're just like,
love it.
oh, who is Olivia Pope? Who could she be? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so good.
I love it. The twists, the reveals, the act outs are amazing. When you find out, when you realize, I also feel like another title for this whole series would be My Ex-Boyfriend is the President.
My ex-boyfriend, the president.
The president.
Yeah. Yes.
I forgot that.
Agreed.
Like how I forgot how fun and cheeky they are until they reveal that she used to bang the POTUS.
And their chemistry is like, ooh,
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
so ridiculous. Okay, guys, this is an audio only podcast, but I have a figurine of a little pug in front of me that I'm using to
yes.
demonstrate the sexual tension between
Hmm.
Olivia Pope and the
The
president, the
Mr.
bad guy from
President.
Ghost,
Tony Goldwyn. My
Tony
God.
Goldwyn.
Looking
They,
fab.
at one point, like you guys will be able to hear, they're in the White House. They go to the curtains
Oh my
by
God.
the window, the only part where I guess this like overhead camera can't see them, and they literally just go. They go.
They, Lisa's heavy breathing on this porcelain dog. Yeah, it's exactly
For like a minute
that
before they
scene.
start making out, and it's like the tension. You're just like, oh, I get it now. I know what the escandalo is.
Yeah, I see what the scandal is, right? And boy, is he clouding her judgment.
Her judgment is getting real wet and juicy. She is dripping in judgment, by the way.
She is dripping in judgment.
This series is so much fun because here's the thing. Every single one of us has dated somebody who was a really bad idea.
But
That's what I
just
see. But like this was like
the chemistry. You can't.
the chemistry is too real. But also,
It's too real.
I love this because Shonda Rhimes always takes things to the craziest version of that, which is
God
like,
bless her. Yes.
what if your ex-boyfriend were the president and you could not stop having sex with him as much as you kept trying? Like that to me is like, that's the thesis of this show. I've never seen a description of the show that actually makes sense, but that's what it is. What if your
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. My ex, the president.
Oh,
yes.
my ex, the president.
Oh my gosh.
This
And you just
guy.
couldn't stop having sex with him. That's all it is.
You keep trying. You keep trying.
And in between that, there's a lot that happens with like, it's like sort of, I don't know. It's a,
The way that
sorry, go on.
Well, no. I was gonna say the way they open with her casually, just like, $6 million. Here's $3 million. I'm gonna explain to you why I'm not gonna give you the other 3. All right, you're gonna get out of here. And I have wink, 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 wink. Friends at the White House. So you're on this no-fly list, and literally the no-fly list takes effect in like 3 hours. But you're out. Your flight leaves in 2.5. So you better go. And they're just like, we've been Olivia Pope.
We've been poped. We've been Olivia Poped. Oh my gosh. That's exactly it. Right. But like, again, it's just, that's her. And then it's just about it's about the sex and the chemistry. But then in between, there's a procedural about Washington. I don't know.
Oh, yes, exactly. There's always some case that has to get handled. I love
it's handled.
It's handled.
It's handled.
It's handled. Everything's handled.
Right.
And then, oh yes, I love Quinn. Okay, Quinn's sex. Here's the thing too. I think I have enough context for the show and where it ends up to a certain extent.
Yes.
But now this is making me want to go back and just like watch the whole thing and take
I'm also
ride.
gonna go back and take a ride because I just feel like it's have we talked about like, it's that same feeling of like just needing a telenovela in your life?
It is the perfect telenovela because let me tell you guys, in a post he shall not be named world.
Yes.
This is the kind of escapism that you want.
Right.
Like I keep after we were
Agreed.
watching, when I looked up the year this came out, I was like, of course this came out in 2012. We were so hopeful.
We
thought
so
that
happy.
These were scandals to have. Because if you think about it, how many White House shows have there been during Republican administration?
Oh no, people are just like, forget it. We don't want to talk about it.
We're watching the show on TV.
We're watching the shows on
It's
the
called
news every
the
day.
news. It's a nightmare. So this is so much fun to imagine. Also, the other thing that's fun to imagine is the organization behind the scenes, because as we've seen from COVID,
look at all these people who are thinking on behalf of the man in charge. What a novel concept.
Handled. They're sorry.
You know what? All those people they're probably there. They were just working like overtime.
They all died from exhaustion.
Maybe what we saw was like the handled version.
Oh my gosh, that is so depressing.
But I feel like it's true. Go to jail, sir. Go to jail. Just march yourself into a jail cell. I know this isn't a political show, but like seriously.
There wasn't an Olivia Pope. There was an Olivia Nope.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't even want to say her name. Like, yeah, just I hate them. I hate them. Like
Yeah.
I'm 38. I don't say hate lightly. Like I don't, but I hate them. Like literally.
I know. And so, that's why if it's somewhere where I am emotionally, where like I'm getting back into my activism, trying not to get overwhelmed, because this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Correct.
And this is a balm to just put on your soul to think about, getting, because part of what I do love about following political news is the sort of like telenovela aspect of it, in the sense of like, I like knowing who the characters are. I like understanding who, like when I started to think to myself about American politics. Well,
that's what we said. Yeah.
Real Housewives. To me, I had to lay it onto like Real Housewives. Like, hey, I know Dorinda. I know Dorit. Like, I don't know everybody's full backstory. I know who the widows are. I know who remarried. Like,
Mitch McConnell. What would his little apple be?
Gosh.
No, wait, what's DC? I'm like, DC. Maybe when they turn around, they're just holding swamp water. Just like swamp water, just like dripping out of his hands.
Giant turds. They're holding giant turds.
Just like, he's the worst. Anyway, oh my God.
But yeah, it is. It feels like, because it's exactly what you said. There's this pattern that they're speaking where all the characters kind of have the same voice. And honestly, that's what this show was intended to create, I believe, is this universe where this is not real.
Right.
But it is so fun to theorize and imagine, a world where, we've got slick operations happening behind the scenes.
Beautiful people just like, making things happen. Just a box of engagement rings showing up. I mean, just the whole thing.
The box of engagement rings. When you asked me if I had any input, I should have told you.
You just said, actually, it was quite like that scene.
It was very much like that scene. I had a giant box and I said, why don't you pick the one that you think I would like the best?
This isn't a trap or a trick or a test. Don't worry.
Neither one of those things. Tick-tock, the timer has been set. The bomb is strapped to my chest.
Yeah.
Let's see if you do love me.
Yeah. Do you know me? Do you know me today? Who I am today?
I love that through the course of this podcast episode, I've turned it into an Olivia Pope type situation. You have 2.5 hours to propose to me.
Oh my God.
Or I explode the entire city.
Right. Because I can do that. That's what it feels like inside. I don't know. That for me.
By the way, a woman with a bomb strapped to her chest demanding that she get an engagement or she blow up like Washington, D.C. feels like an episode that could have happened on this series.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that I know. I want to get through all of it because I feel like when does it jump the shark? It's got to, right? Because it says 7 seasons. Maybe it doesn't, but it jumped the shark in the pilot. Let's be honest.
Wait, hold a second. You're wondering when it jumped the shark?
It jumped the shark in the pilot.
I think it made out with the shark and had sex with the shark on top of the desk in the Oval Office.
Agreed. Oh my gosh. I cannot stop with their chemistry.
It's so much fun, but you're absolutely right. Telenovela. Style.
Which we need. We need that.
We do. Oh, the way she slaps him. I forgot about this.
When she slapped. Oh my God. Thank you for bringing that up because
such a good moment.
And it was like, yeah, sir. You know what I mean? Just like, yes, leader of the free world. Like, I did just slap you.
The only thing better is if like she took the red phone, which I guess is in the war room, one for calling for the nukes. You pick it up and you just smack him across the face with it. Like, how dare you? That's the thing I love about this show is like we reach such crazy heights in the pilot. Like she slaps the president Guys, remember on Resident Alien when I was like, he tries to murder a child.
Right. She slaps
These
the
are
president. Right.
I love these kind of pilots that are like,
You got
I ain't gonna
you
hold
got
back.
to.
You have
It's
to.
TV. Like,
It's
why
TV, baby.
else? Why else?
Mhm.
Like, otherwise, go just live your real life, which is somewhat boring. You
Terrible.
know what I mean?
Horrifying at best.
And boring, thankfully. You know, like,
thank God.
I love it that way. But I want my drama here. I want it here and in Real Housewives.
Yes.
And yeah, it would. So yeah, the drama. Let's see. Sweet
drama's
baby. Oh,
amazing.
the sweet
Sweet
baby.
Baby could not have been a more generic nickname. Goodness gracious, Mr. President, did you not have a speechwriter providing you sweet baby? I
Mr.
love
President.
how generic that was.
So generic. Yeah. And Paris Geller from Gilmore Girls as the I don't know what the word is, paramour or whatever. The sweet young thing.
Monica Lewinsky. That's what I'm going to call her. Shmonica Lewinsky.
Shmonica Lewinsky. Yes. Paris Geller as the Shmonica Lewinsky was just wonderful. I love that girl. I always really identified with her on Gilmore Girls. So
I loved her on Gilmore Girls. The intensity.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She just, I got her. She got me.
Yeah.
We were one. But
she was great, and then she would go off to do How to Get Away with Murder. You know,
right.
She has a
because once you're in Shondaland, you have an express pass to all the rides. I think if she likes you, she likes you probably. Right, then you're
Heigl.
I was thinking, I was like, oh, I wish Shondaland was real, like you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Like you would go on a roller coaster. And let's imagine a world where we get to go to Shondaland.
Well, there's a kissing booth.
There's 100% a kissing booth. It's the president.
This is after the pandemic, obviously.
It's the president, and by the president, I mean Tom Goldwyn, the bad guy from Ghost.
Yes,
He's in the booth kissing you as the president.
Correct. There's definitely a kissing booth. There's a roller coaster of emotions.
Yes, the emotional. It doesn't actually go anywhere, but what happens is you sit down, and they look at you and they go, "Hey, your mom's really sick, but her phone battery died." And you're like, wait. What? And then they walk away. You're like, and then Jesus.
And it's just like the guy in the cart behind you is the guy you liked in third grade. Like you haven't seen him in a while. He's married and happy now, but
do with this what you will. You're feeling a lot of things on this roller coaster, but it's not going anywhere. It's just
emotional. You. It's just an emotional roller coaster. Obviously, there is definitely some wet rides.
All the rides are wet. All of the rides are the entire park is a splash zone.
The whole thing is a splash zone. Oh my God, I love Shondaland. Oh, the wine bar. I love the red wine bar.
Oh my gosh.
It's like it's all just on, you're just pulling taps.
And you know, like when you're at a theme park and things are cartoonishly big.
Goblets, just like a giant
goblets of red wine that somehow magically never spill on your white
on your white outfit. Yeah.
Coat.
My God, Miss Kerry Washington just
so bangs,
good. So good.
She has such a pretty way of talk. Like I'm trying to do it.
Yeah, she does. She has a really beautiful mouth. Yes,
a really beautiful mouth. And listen, I'm from Georgia, and I almost said she has a really pretty mouth, and I'm like, I can't be saying that.
She has a real pretty mouth. Yeah,
people from Georgia ain't allowed to say you got a real pretty mouth.
It's just like but just the way she talks, it's just so. It's like
the epitome of the Kerry Washington moment is, wait, sweet baby.
Sweet baby.
The way she said sweet baby.
Baby? Yeah, she's just it's like you felt that. You felt her going into her past and seeing every time he said sweet baby. All the good times.
And you realize we're going to have some flashbacks where we get to see them sweet baby moments.
Yeah. And it was just, yeah. Oh my God. It's a good show. I can see why it just took off.
So much fun. Oh, this is a smaller thing. So per Shonda's, classic style, there is sexual tension between everyone. Like
all the rides are wet.
All the rides. Exactly. These are some wet rides because even that opening moment, Quinn and Harrison, I'm like, oh, but yes, I know it's not a blind date, but
You've
I
told
get
me
the
that, but
feeling that you guys, there's something here. Meanwhile, this sassy little redhead who's yelling about how that lady's a whore,
oh my
she's
God.
clearly in love with this little Lothario guy
Yes,
who
that Abby.
proposes to a woman whose face we can't see. So I'm
Right.
confident this relationship will develop strongly over the next several episodes.
Yeah. We don't even get that. Yeah, forget it. She's a
I
third
kept
grade teacher. I learned that.
you know what? Can I tell you something? When you scratch my ear, when you want to create a female girlfriend character who is that we're supposed to be sympathetic to, but also
Yeah.
not fall desperately in love with, you usually make her a teacher. Tell me I'm wrong. Every time that some guy has a girlfriend who's like waiting for him to propose, she's always a school teacher.
Right, correct.
Or
You're
waiting
right.
for him to like mature.
Yes.
They're like, oh, because everyone loves teachers. No one wants to pay them, but we love them on TV.
You're right. Yeah, exactly right. But yeah, we don't see her face. I don't think I remember her. She had a name, but I don't remember it. Name your women.
Name your women.
Name those pretty mouths. You know what I
Name
mean?
those
Just name them.
You know, I think her name was Lisa or Elisa.
I don't know, but like, yeah, I guess we don't have to see her because it's not going to work. We already know that. We've been told.
We've been told because he and that little redhead, and it's funny because those are always my favorite romances, are the supporting characters.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
because I feel like it's really, really hard to not create a romance for the protagonist,
yeah,
like for the leads, and have it not kind of get old after a while. Like I was so over
Right.
Pam and Jim.
Yes, right.
Excuse me, but Angela and Dwight, I was like, that weird romance could go on forever as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and that's a trick as old as Shakespeare or short storytelling. You know what I mean? Like it's like those B.C. plots. That's fun. That's what, because I feel like maybe I just think this because I'm a brown woman who happens to be an actor. Like that's where we live. We identify with those like BC characters.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
like they're. Because I mean, I don't know. I've just never been told I'm an A plot. So like, even though I am in my own life, but we get the BC guys. Like
100%.
at least I do.
I'm totally with you. I think that the character actor gigs seem so much more fun. The leads are always so much more boring to me.
Yeah, they're never really like they're really straightforward. It's always just a straightforward thing, but like BC, that's fun. That's
some weirdos in the background. Yes, please. The old men. I feel like I would love to be the live action version of one of the old men in the Muppets sitting in the balcony talking. Just a gang of stuff.
I think that's what we're doing.
I think that's who I am. I think that's who we are.
Literally, that's what we're doing right now. I love it. It's great.
True. I don't want to be Kermit.
No, we get it. We get
Kermit,
it.
Miss
You
Piggy.
love Miss Piggy. We get it.
She's
got bad days. We all do. But yeah, what a great show. And it's definitely, rewatching it is making me want to go back and just finish her off, because that ran forever.
Yes. Oh, also, I almost forgot to touch upon the actual case that they have, because the truth is there's really so much going on, because
there's so much going on. Sully, I think his name was.
Sully is the last name of this. Okay.
Decorated.
Now, let me tell you something.
Please.
When a white guy shows up to your place dressed all preppy and covered in blood.
You do not, you don't open the door.
The door should have been locked at that point, because
correct. Don't open the door.
Do I look like your girlfriend? Because you might kill me.
I don't want to have anything to do with this.
I don't need to do this. But I did love the case, and how, this case is such a great example of the trying to demonstrate the ethics of Olivia Pope. Because,
Oh, right.
she's sleeping with the president.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, she's doing these bad girl things. And she's like, I gotta stop doing that. And she's decimating a lady in the park, being like,
oh yeah, just
you are
like
never gonna work in this town again.
move
type
to Denver, a small city. Get out of here.
Minneapolis. By the way, Minneapolis is not a tiny city.
These are big, still
smaller.
big cities.
They're still pretty big.
DC,
but that's
when we talk about a small city, DC is pretty small.
DC's not that big. But Olivia's like, get the heck out of here. But yeah, I really enjoyed how you will get to see each episode. Olivia's going to do things that make you question her morality and go,
right.
oh, she's a bad guy.
Right.
But in the end, we learn what? She's the best guy.
She's the best guy. Right. Right. That. She's the best guy. It's all about her client. That's all it's about. She said that. That was one of the it was like one of those sweet ending lines. I'd love to read the script. I'm sure I can find it, but
I'm sure we can find it. We'll Google it. We'll look for it. And if not, I'll break into someone's house and get it. Handled, Chris. Handled.
It's a scandal. Yeah.
Don't worry. Yeah. My ex-boyfriend is the president of the WGA library. I don't know. Is that a thing?
My ex-boyfriend is the president of the WGA library.
Wait a minute.
Don't worry. It's handled.
I'm pitching a show idea. I don't even care if someone steals it.
I'm ready.
It's an Olivia Pope type character who handles situations because her ex owned the bowling alley in town. And somehow that power of him having owned the bowling alley just keeps her coming back to him.
Yes. Yeah.
And she can't stop sleeping with him.
We call it Lysol.
It's been Lysoled.
It's been disinfected. Yeah.
It's been disinfected.
That'd be a fun little right? And she just stands by that. She straight stands by that popcorn machine. Just
it's those free bowling shoe rentals that just keep sucking her back in. Did he get a Dance Dance Revolution in here? Darn it. He knows I'm going to be here every week.
And then, but we could still go with Sweet Baby.
Sweet Baby? Nothing. That's the part that stays the same.
Well, it's just everyone's been, I don't know, Sweet Baby. Yeah, quite generic.
It's been so hard to come up with a good lover's nickname.
Right. I know. Because what else could it be? Right. Sweet Kitten, Sweet Kitty, a little.
Well, I'm very close with a lot of people named Chris. So I would love if my fiance Chris got suddenly scandalized when he found out I was calling you Chris or something.
Oh yeah.
It's Chris. She calls you Chris. Suddenly he's storming into the bedroom. We're having a fight by the curtains because I've convinced him that you can be seen. I thought I was Chris.
Chris.
Slap. I slap him. He's I should be slapping you.
That slap was no joke.
That slap
was great. It was great. And he really sold it too. He was just
he knew he had to take it. He had to take it like a man who cheated on the woman he was cheating on or cheating with.
Right.
Meanwhile, the wife is like, "Hey, girl, it is so good to see you. We miss you around here." He is
she's one of my faves. She's a great character.
I love her.
She's a great actor. She's a fun character. Melly.
Yeah. Regardless of what her journey, her character takes, I really love that the vibe I'm getting from her is, he was so much easier to be around when you worked here.
Yeah.
Girl, I don't know what you were doing, but could you do it again? Because he is a real grump now.
He's a real grumposaurus these days. We miss you.
A grumposaurus knows sex.
Exactly. When he was cheating on the woman he was cheating on with the woman he was cheating on.
He was cheating on.
There was just so much. It's just scandal after scandal. What's the scandal? We don't. And when their boss finds out, or the chief of staff, I presume. I can't remember
She said,
now.
how did you not know?
I know.
I also don't either because they are messy AF. Like
They
they are
are
constantly just
messy.
rushing into the curtains to have a makeout sesh. I know this isn't the first time they've done it in some crazy way. But
Oh,
you're
no
like,
way. But no.
chief of staff, today's the day that he finds out.
Right. Clean yourself up, Mr. President. Please.
Clean your filthy mouth's been all over her pretty mouth. Get out of here. Your filthy mouth is disgusting.
I said,
Now
like
go
Kerry
give a
Washington has a
speech.
real pretty mouth.
You got a real pretty mouth. See if you can resist.
I'm never gonna live that down.
See if you can resist Frenching the president of France, Mr. President. Who aren't you Frenching?
Oh my god! Yeah, and the just all of it. The colors are so dark. That office is so cool.
So
like she doesn't
intense.
even need a board. She just hangs it on her like dilapidated windows that have been restored.
It's
and,
perfect.
You know, it's just
if I've learned anything, it's you're not solving any cases unless you've got some color pictures that you're putting on the wall.
we don't do red string anymore. We do we do
just
colored pictures. Yeah.
The photos. Her
We'll
like
take those
grocery
down.
list. Her grocery list at home is just on her fridge. There's just like all these pictures of the food she needs to get. This is how my brain operates. I am a visual person.
I'm a visual person. Just different bottles of red wine.
Oh my gosh.
And white coats. That's I mean, it takes like the like that unrealistic thing to a whole new level of like, we just drink red wine and wear white coats and pants.
To me, that is the most impossible
Agreed.
standard
Yes.
that I've ever seen. Listen,
agreed.
The body image stuff, I can get past that. You
Fine.
expecting me to be able to drink a glass of red wine,
No,
a
ma'am.
massive glass, I'm gonna get tipsy.
Yeah.
It's going all over this darn jacket. By the end of it, I'm picking up my phone, calling that bowling alley, and just yelling at that ex-boyfriend about how he needs to help me.
Yeah,
let me borrow some shoes.
It's impossible to drink Franzia without getting it all over yourself.
I would love that where Olivia, I can't remember which episode where she's sitting there for the first time we get to see the wine glass and she's just sipping and it's so elegant and the camera just pans to the side. There's this giant box of Franzia on the coffee
Just
table.
a box of wine. Oh my gosh. Yes. What should we do next? What are we going to do next?
That is a really good question about tea. Well, I was thinking something current might be fun.
Agreed.
Something, it's funny. We're going to delve into the horror comedy again, potentially, if you're open to this. Wellington Paranormal.
Oh.
Taika Waititi is executive producing it. I don't know that he's the one show running it, but I think Jermaine Clement, I know he wrote the pilot. I believe he wrote it with Taika. It is a ghost hunting group of Kiwi cops in a tiny in Wellington, New Zealand. And
okay, you've given away too much. I feel like I can't. I'm sold.
You're sold.
Sold.
Fabulous. It is.
Wait, what's it called again?
It's called Wellington Paranormal.
Okay.
And it's incredibly silly. It is a hard left turn. What's funny? I was I'm just, guys, transparency is key. You're going to know all about the sausage. We record a bunch of episodes and then we go through and we edit and we stagger it. And I literally was just working on the Truth Seekers one. And I was like, I loved that series. I was so sad there was only one season.
It didn't get renewed. Yeah.
I don't believe it got renewed. However, the spirit of Truth Seekers.
Okay.
Also, Chris, so much less scary. Not even scary at all. It's like a what we did in Do in the Shadows type of
Okay,
like,
I was going to say that. If it's Jermaine Clement, then it's probably more that flavor.
Oh, it's much sillier and not scary.
I was just listening to our first episode. Did Resident Evil, that's not what it's called.
Resident Alien is coming back for a second season.
Is it? Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Because a friend of mine is going to be working on it.
Oh, fun. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. All I do outside of the show, so I've been learning Mandarin. I know you know that, Lisa.
This lady, she's like, I'm learning
I don't
Mandarin.
have enough on my plate. I just need It's a long story about Zoom kindergarten immersion. Anyway, all I do is watch Chinese TV because I'm trying to like.
That's so smart. That's such a good way to do it.
But right, so I gave myself. I was real. Lisa knows. I was real addicted to that reality TV, and
Yes,
I had to stop because it was
It's
getting
hard.
to be a problem.
Mhm.
So I experienced the housewives on Instagram and Instagram only, which is kind of enough, honestly. Like it
When
still
you
gets
are
you there.
seeing some of those gems without context, you're like, oh, I
Oh,
miss my girls.
but I'm there. Like I get it. I
You're in
don't
it.
say no more. It's like having coffee with an old friend that you hadn't seen in a while, right?
Yes.
But so right now I'm watching Wu, which is the street dance of China.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe Wu. That's it's like
Just Jay Wu.
whatever. It's I'm 70% sure that's what it is. But it's like the street dance of China. Like it's basically like this is street dance of China.
I love it. The
And it's a lot
intensity.
like American Idol. But it's like, street dance and it's in China. Anyway. So I'm excited to watch some other TV that isn't in Mandarin.
It'll be a lot less work.
It was a lot. Well, but to be honest, the judges are 4 very handsome men that just, whoo! It's opened my whole.
Your lust
Oeuvre?
world. Look at
I
you.
just
You're so international with your palabras and otros idiomas. I love it.
My God, there are some hot Chinese men. I mean, just hot. Like,
And they are on
yes, correct.
Is that the sound you make when you see them? You're like
It's a sound I make. Yes, it's embarrassing,
It's
but
an
I can't help it.
onomatopoeia.
I can't help it. Anyway, if you have show recommendations for us or Mandarin recommendations for me,
You know what?
hit us
Honestly,
up.
listen, we've kind of come up with the one we want to do for next time, but
Yes.
here is what I would like to do.
Please.
Is a step into your world where
Correct.
if there is a Chinese TV pilot in Mandarin that you guys would recommend for us to watch, I
Hiding
will
under my
subtitle
desk.
that. Ni hao, y'all. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
I am open to. We haven't done one yet in another language.
You're right. Oh no, but I have one for that. I
Yeah.
have one for that. So
I'm
we're
open to all of it.
Oh, but
all
we
the
talk about
languages.
Paquita.
Mm.
Did we talked about Paquita Salas yet? No, not yet.
We haven't done
Okay,
Paquita
we-
Salas yet, and
We got a lot. We got a lot going on. All right. So yeah, hit us up on our socials. We are at Lisa.
I am at Timmons Lisa. This is Chris Quintos is at Chris Q.
Correct.
And our podcast is at 101 Pilots Podcast, pretty much everywhere that you can have a channel.
Slide into our
Guys.
DMs.
Slide into them DMs.
Get in there.
Subscribe. Break into
Subscribe,
our
like,
houses. I'm
rate.
just kidding. That would be too far.
Thanks for hanging out with us. See you next time.